Welcome. Now let's move to the third stanza. Both that morning equally lay. In leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. Now what does the poet mean by this? We already said that the poet had taken the second road, and we already discussed that repeatedly the poet is telling that both the roads on that morning were looking almost same. Very slight difference were there. So what was the poet's decision? He had taken the second road, but at the same time he was also thinking that since he wanted to explore both the roads. That's what we said in the beginning of the poem, that he was standing there doubtful. He wanted to travel both the roads. So since he wanted to travel on both the roads, he had a thought in his mind that he would presently move on to the second road, and later on he would come back and go to the first road and explore the first road also. So that was the decision that he had taken while moving on to the second road. But as the poet is moving on his journey in the path of the second road, as he is moving on, he also tells that his practical mind or his sensible mind also tells him that it is impossible for him to come back and travel by the first road. Why is it impossible for him to come back and travel by the first road? Let's take an example. Like for example, you have decided to travel by car from Thrissur to Trivandrum. When you travel, you reach an intersection and there is a road which is, one is a long route and the other is a short route. Now you are confused which is long route and which is short route. Now you take one road and you are traveling by that road. By the time you finished Ernakulam district, you realize that you have taken the longer route. Okay, the other road was the shorter route. Now you wanted to take the shorter route. Now what will you do? Would you come back all the way from Ernakulam to Thrissur and then go by the shorter route? It is impossible. It is not practically possible because you have already traveled many kilometers away and you have already crossed a district. So it is practically impossible for you to come back and move to the first road. So what would your decision be at that point? You would try to find some connecting roads over there which would lead you easier to Trivandrum. Yes, that's what we would do. We would just go and search. Maybe we will do a Google map search over there, or we might ask the people around, which is a shorter route to Trivandrum, and then from there you will connect roads to reach Trivandrum. So that is how, because you have started a journey now without reaching the destination, we wouldn't come back. So that is what we people normally practically do. So similar way, the poet is also saying that once you start by a journey, the road leads to another road. You will take some connecting roads to reach your destination. Reaching the destination is more important for us. And I doubted I should ever come back. So the poet also had a doubt in his mind that once he starts the journey towards the second road, or while he is traveling in the second road, he also has a doubt that whether he would at all come back and explore the first road, even though he has a desire in his heart, even though he has got a plan in his mind to travel by the first road some other time later in his life. He also has a doubt in his mind whether he would be able to travel by that road. So how does it connect with the life situation? We were speaking about the decisions taken in life. So once you take a decision in your life, for example, you decide to become a dancer or a singer in your life. You had an option to become a doctor or an engineer, but you opted to become a singer or a dancer in your life. Now you have finished your +2, you have finished your degree close courses, you have finished your post-graduation, you have started working as a dancer or a singer. Now so many years have passed from your life. When you start searching for a profession, when you start building your career, you realize that you are not getting ample amount of opportunities. You are unable to establish yourself as a professional singer or a dancer. Now at this point, is it possible for you to come back and pursue your studies in engineering or in becoming a doctor after 7 or 8 years of studying dance and music? Practically it is not possible. So what do you do at that point? You are going to find some other sources for achieving your goal. What would that sources be? It would be either start a dance school or start a music class. So that is what the poet is explaining to us. Once you have taken a decision and start moving forth with the decision, it is impossible for us to change that decision and come back to that previous choice. Now the third stanza. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence, two roads diverged in the woods, and I took the road less travelled by, and that has made all the difference. So, moving on with the explanations, the poet is telling that he has taken the second road, he has travelled the second road. Now this is a situation that he is anticipating in the future. Anticipating means he is expecting to happen in the future. So while he is travelling on the second road or somewhere in future, he expects that one day he would realize, after he has reached his destination, he would look back and reanalyze the decision that he has taken, which is very, very important for us. See, once you have taken a decision in your life and you have reached your goal, it is very important for us to rethink on the actions that we have taken. Why do we need to rethink on the decision that we have taken? We need to rethink on the decision that we have taken to understand the right and wrong of our decision. So the poet is telling that when he is reflecting about his decision on traveling on the second road, somewhere in the future, so that's what he means by telling that somewhere ages and ages hence, means somewhere long time in the future, he would reflect, and what would he say at that time? He would say that there were two roads, or he had opportunities in front of him, and he had taken a choice which was not frequently chosen by the people. That's what we said. He had chosen a road that was less travelled by. So it was a choice that was not frequently taken by the people. So he says that there were two roads from which I had to choose, and I had opted for a less travelled by road, and that has made a great difference in his life. When he's travelling, he is unable to say whether it will be a good impact or a bad impact. He is unable to say. He is unable to say whether he will be successful or whether it will be a failure for him. But definitely he knows that it is going to make some great changes in his life. Why is it going to make some great changes? Because he had opted for a choice which is less travelled by. If he had opted for a choice which is more frequently used by the people, then what would happen? The results were very sure. So in short, what is the poet advising us to be? We can very clearly understand that poet wants us to be risky and adventurous in life. So with this, we are concluding our session. We will move on with the next chapter in our next class. A URL of this poem is attached. Test paper is also attached. It is compulsory for all the students to write the answers for the test paper. Notes also attached. So thank you students. We will meet in the next class.